seen somebody just leaving the airport, and I'm not kidding, look like a dead rag.
I hate when the old generation says that this generation is just da 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 whatever. Like they didn't raise us. We got it from you.
Think about it. These businessmen, these entrepreneurs, these millionaires and stuff, they may not come in Gucci down. And then you'll have these people who will come in Gucci down and they got the money to match it. You know what I'm saying? They bought their confidence.
But when it comes to my hair, that's more I'm a little more firm in that, because that's just something I've spent years slaving and working for this to be how it is.
But your hair doesn't look good right now.
Welcome back, guys, to BSFR Podcast. It is the trio: Angel,
It's airy.
And Dana.
it's a day. We are talking about, is confidence based solely on looks? And from the looks of me, yes. That makes sense.
From the looks of you, yes, is wild.
That made no sense.
That is really wild.
It was funnier in my head.
What are your thoughts on is confidence based solely on looks?
No. But I think it's a huge contributor. But the question is solely. So no. The answer is no. But the backstory is back in 19.
The answer is no for me as well. But I feel like it has a big amount to do with, you can look like you have confidence, but confidence can easily be exposed the moment that somebody opens up their mouth. The moment that somebody opens up their mouth can expose exactly where you was at on the liar meter. If you was lying, or, oh wow, this is not just looks. Sometimes the person who may come in with them Skechers, think about it, these businessmen, these entrepreneurs, these millionaires and stuff, they may not come in Gucci down, and then you'll have these people who will come in Gucci down and they got the money to match it. You know what I'm saying? They bought their confidence. The houses, the cars, these things they feel like bring them confidence. Their partners, they feel like it brings them confidence, but it does not have anything to do with that. Confidence is a mind thing. Confidence is in your body, in your cadence, in the way that you carry yourself, in the way that you talk about yourself, in the way that you perceive yourself, not really worried about the perception of how others perceive you.
Now,
you ate that.
Real quick.
They bought their confidence. You ate that. You ate that.
Thank
no crumbs.
You.
Not one.
Yum, 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 yum. Eat it up. Eat it up. What you about to say, Angel?
Confidence could be based solely on looks, depending on the level. Because I feel like there's levels of confidence. So you have the like you said, people who buy their confidence. That level, it's like, I'm using it for business. I'm using it to, get in these rooms and do these things. But then you have, stuff like God. It's like having confidence in something beyond yourself. Well, yeah, good. Having something confidence in something beyond yourself, beyond your looks. So I feel like if you're on the worldly level, it's like, yeah, confidence is based solely on looks. But if you're on like another level on the Jesus, I feel like confidence is.
Yeah, it kind of circles back to the mind and the body thing, which goes like some people can come into places and like, okay, I know I was sent in here to do this. And sometimes, confidence is circumstantial. Sometimes people only have confidence when it comes down to the business of God, and they may be completely lacking confidence when it comes down to other areas in their life. But I feel like it comes down to, what do y'all think would be, oh, Dana, you never said what you think.
My bad, cut her off.
I think crackheads are confident, and I don't think that has anything to do with looks. You know what I mean? I feel like it has everything to do with their ability to do a backflip for some money. You know what I mean? Like, I think, like, I literally, that's why I was looking up the definition of confidence. That was going to be my answer anyway, but that just like solidified that was going to be my answer, because it says full trust in one's ability, not necessarily looks. I do happen to believe that an inner confidence does begin with your looks, you liking something about the way that you look. Just to add on to like confidence being in levels, it absolutely is. But I do believe that it starts with you feeling good, looking good.
Yeah, I think what you said, saying that it has something like the trust, it's just one of those things where it's like you can be confident in and how like I bake this cake, I'll tear this cake down. Like I can make this. I know what I'm capable of, or I know I'm confident that when I get in front of these people, I can say the word of God. Like I'm confident that I know that I read my Bible and I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I think when people base everything so off of looks, it really just, I think we just in such a, and I won't say generation, because I think we be so hard on our generations and the generations now, as if they didn't have Freaknik, as if they wasn't showing out in all of the generations. One is, you know what I'm saying? Like we always, one is worse than the other, all generations, but it's like
it just comes in different forms.
Yeah, like it just looked a little different.
Right there. I hate when the old generation says that this generation is just da 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 whatever. Like they didn't raise us. We got it from you.
Come on. Like y'all wasn't the ones we was watching on TV and growing up to be. And now it's just like everybody puts this pressure on everybody else to be better, to do something different. Yet a lot of people are still stuck in the same patterns that they've been doing since the early beginning, since the early 80s, since the early 90s, and not shaking it from the way that they
70s,
think, from the
60s.
way that they worship, from the way that they see others, from the way that they judge. It's something that they just continue to do. So I really dislike it as well when we do like this generation, that generation. I know for me, I always speak like about the other generation, like it's gonna be a completely different time. I can't wait to see, but I can't wait. Keep me here, not here, but keep me vibrant and keep me in my youth. Amen. But I'll be thinking of
Keep me
just like how
strong.
much stuff is going to be different. But like, what do y'all think are some ways that can help to contribute to your confidence? If you're somebody who's like, wow, I always thought once I had the car, once I had the house, and I thought like confidence had to do with if I had these clothings, I would walk different. If I had this car, I would pull up this place is different. If I could always have my hair done, I would feel this way. And I don't think that you got to look trifling and be like, oh, I look the best. But confidence really comes down to not like it's the definition of ability and just the mind, like how you look at things. Because I feel like if your mind is in a place of this is who I am, this is what I like to do, this is what I know I'm able to do, then you move different. Like you walk into a room different when they like, is there any singers in here? Are there any doctors on the plane? You know, I think it's just one of those things.
I'm gonna give a quick little mini story. When I was at Sam's Club like a few months ago, and I had my hair done. Like I did my hair, I did my my good washing. This was fluffing, right? And so, mind you, your girl looked a mess. I ain't gonna lie with the outfit. I had this big old dress on with these pants. These are the exact pants I'm wearing. I was wearing these pants and some like flip flops or something. But this man walked up to me and was like, well, actually, his brother. First of all, sir, you should approach me. But the brother walked up to me talking about something. My brother wants your number, and I said,
Lack of
what
confidence.
for? But that's where I'm getting to the.
My bad. Oh, so then one guy approached me. But go ahead. Who am I to tell you how to tell the story? I was back. Go ahead.
Okay, but the point of it was just like having like an affirmation where it was kind of like like I feel like people's opinions and people's like affirmations, that's the word, contribute to confidence. Does that make sense? So like him approaching me and like, well, trying to approach me with my hair, it just gave me like my hair is like it's like it's one of those things. I'm gonna wear it again because it boosts my confidence because when I wear it again, then people are gonna notice and people are gonna be like, oh, that's cute, and I'll be like, thank you.
So let me ask you something. You wear that exact same outfit, that exact same hairstyle, and you go somewhere and nobody says a thing, or somebody comes up to you and go, "Girl, I don't even see." But like, did you think about like what you wore today? Would that take away your confidence, or would it still boost it?
I think with my outfits it would. With my hair, I don't think so. Because I feel like it's with the specific things. For me, this is how my brain works. For me, I put subjects. So when it comes to my business, like my confidence with that is different. So just seeing the results and stuff, my confidence is boosted. But when it comes to my hair, that's something that's a little more. What's the word for it? A little more. I'm a little more firm in that because that's just something I've spent years slaving and working for this to be how it is, and just I don't know what I'm saying, to be honest. I feel like I'm all over the place.
But it don't look good. But your hair doesn't look good right now. No, just playing. I just wanted to, because I wanted to see.
I like.
I just wanted to see what she would do. I just wanted to see if you would keep up that confidence.
I couldn't tell if you was good example or if you was.
But it don't. It that's not. But you're firm in your hair.
Well,
That's what I wanted to see.
No, because you threw me off. But I know my hair looks fine. I know my hair looks good. Like, it don't look like it's freshly washed, but I know it looks good. I know I don't look.
Okay,
but why would it have mattered?
Thank you. That was my point in bringing it up, because you just went into a whole spiel about, well, it isn't freshly washed. So I think you might be confident in the top layer of your hair and the appearance of your hair when it's completely done. And I feel like you lean on that more when it's not done, because you wouldn't have needed to go into the it's not washed or it's not freshly washed or it's not this. Because I would have never known. Exactly. If you weren't completely and totally confident in your hair. So I think that was my point. That was my point.
In the way that what I love though is the example that you gave really allows us to like look at stuff not in a different way, but really break some things down. Because when you're thinking about like the confidence, and it's like when people say something, it gave you this extra boost, but it was the way that you were speaking about your specific hair, and then when you said your business. The firmness in your hair, and you like, because I put years into this dedication to this. What was different from what you've done to your business? Sure. And so why be confident in something like, oh, I've worked hard to maintain this, versus with your businesses, you worked hard to get to the point where it's at now, to perfect it, to be able to put things together in such a short time frame, to organize it from why does confidence have to only be in one area? Or like, have you know what I'm saying? Like, these are just one of those things that's just like, we have to look at that's like, we'll be so confident, like, oh, I can help other people with their business, blah, 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 blah. And I'm speaking to myself, like, oh, I can do this, that, and the other. I know my ability to see something. I see something so great, I can see it. But then to lack it and say like to, I guess I'm trying to just say like I hope you're able to see like the confidence you have in your hair, being firm in that. You should also be firm in your businesses. You should also be firm in your style, because it has a big play in it. I've seen somebody just leaving the airport, and I'm not kidding, look like a dead rag doll. And I'm talking about, and when I say dead rag doll, you probably like, oh, like maybe she just looked no, was dressed up like a dead rag doll, like literally had like a drawn on scar on the face, them Chucky bridesmaid things, one sock up, one sock down, a white outfit, and a jean jacket. I can see this style on other people, and I've seen it, and I said, but rather if inside or not, it was walking around like with this confidence. Not it. I couldn't tell if it was a girl or boy.
It is crazy.
They were walking around and it's like I could see from behind them everybody who was looking and staring, but they were confident in whatever they put that outfit in to go to the most busiest airport in the world and walk through there, get on a plane with somebody, and just be sitting there like perfectly fine doing their thing. So I think it's just one of those things where it's like taking those moments of just like, well, what are we confident in? And then do we feed into that confidence? And does confidence only apply when other people tell us that our confidence is there? Because if you had that same exact, that's what I was asking, if you had that same exact thing going and nobody said anything, or somebody said, girl, you think you'll hear all of that, and they can go band for band for you know what I'm saying? We can go band for band. Band for band. I don't know if that's a TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can go band for band. It's like, if your hair is not, what's it called, like your hair is not it just needs to be washed. No, it's not. Are you not firm in it anymore? It's not. You didn't wash it. Couldn't have been.
I think it's what y'all said. Like, I think it is like the top layer where I think is where with the top layer where it's when my hair is done, and when I do what I know I do best. When I do my hair, I am more confident with it. But when I don't, it is a little bit. I'm a little bit easier to be wavered, swayed, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. I feel like when my hair is done, And we seen it. I used the red hair reference because that was the last time and the first time in a long time that I had got my hair done, like and put a wig on. I was making content. I would walk into stores. My walk was different. My bounce was different. And I had a circumstantial confidence. So the moment that my hair was out, my content, I ain't posting. And I know I look cute. Like I know I'm that girl. You know what I'm saying? But it seemed like I'm only that girl when I had some of these things as well. So it's just like, cause sometimes there's a disconnect between your ability and your body, like your ability and this other part of your ability. And it would feel so good if I could have found some deep word that would have went there. That would have been so amazing. Like that would have ate up, man. That would have been like,
That's
but
a word.
yeah, it's a disconnect.
But I feel like with y'all two, that's one of the other things I've always looked up to y'all two with is y'all confidence. It's like whether y'all inside were confident or not, y'all always have portrayed like a confidence that's just like I don't know, like y'all just have this like boss confidence about y'all, like like I don't it's undescribable. Literally, it's something that I've really wanted to be able to tap into and be able to receive from y'all, is that confidence. Because using Dana as an example of when we lived together and when you were prophesying and when you were just, speaking the word, when you were confident about just spending time with God, when it was like I'm going to my, you didn't even explain yourself. I'm going to my room, and it was no like telling you I'm going to my, I'm disappearing for 3 days. These
3 days must have been very like,
they were very, she came back she came back skinny. She came back an older woman.
I'm like about
skinny.
3 days. It must have been life changing over there.
No, real, but that's just an example for Dana. But with you too, is like when we go places, when even years before to now, just all the things you've done, all the things you've even in your mistakes, y'all still like have just a confidence about y'all. And I think that's very admirable. And then like it just radiates where people will be jealous or people will just want to learn from y'all. So for me,
That's
it's to
good.
learn from y'all. Amen. And to be honest, I was jealous at the time, but not like I want to kill you, not that type of. That was a little
Okay. I think that is the reason why confidence is a state of mind and also a state of being. And I think it's a consciousness, like your mind up about something. And then when you execute that mindset, then you feel more confident in that thing. And so, like a long time ago, I made a decision like, I don't want to be outside looking crazy ever. And that's on a physical, you know what I mean? Like, even if I'm on my way to paint, like, I paint, they'd be like, "Where are you going to paint?" Like I never want to be seen looking crazy, and so it builds an internal confidence as well as an external confidence. You know what I mean? So I can never be caught off guard because I know what I left the house looking like. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Kinda
That's
like,
something to take in because eyes goes outside. I really do. And then I'll be like, dude, you know what I'm saying? But like, I will go outside. Like that is something that's something I will do any type of ways. Like, and I have been like, I will go in the airport just like this, and it's like and I've literally been in there before where I've literally been in that airport before, and little baby was there, and not that he was trying to talk to me or nothing, but I just seen him walk by, and I said, wow. And I just be going in like, wow, that's so interesting. He went through that little side. I'm like, wow, that's so cool. But like, you don't never know who you're gonna run into and who you're gonna meet. Yeah. And you never know who's watching you. You never know if like somebody's gonna, like, somebody had the intentions to bless you, because we're talking about walking around with like unmeasurable favor. We're talking about walking around with a light that can't be dimmed. We're talking about walking around with a something like that glow around you that people can't see with just the natural eye. It's something that is just beyond the surface. So it's like,
oh my God,
talk
just made me
about
think of something like that. You mentioned favor. I was in a class. Actually, it was a wealth class. It was like this prophetic wealth class that the church was doing. And this was Prophet EJ, and he was saying like, you want that unmerited favor, and he was like, the first step is to look like favor. Like you need to look like what you like, kind of like the law of attraction almost, but not quite. But he was like, you want people to approach you a certain way, you need to look a certain way. You know what I mean? And that kind of like I had already decided previously to not be outside looking crazy. Like I've never been a bonnet type of girl outside. No disrespect. I just never been that girl. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't like it. I've
Yeah.
never liked it. I didn't like leaving the house without my edges done, or you know what I'm saying? Like I just never was that girl. But that like made me like extra conscious, if you will. You know what I mean? To be like, okay, cool. And that it's helped. It's worked a lot. But, also before anybody else, I'm reading this book and it was saying like there are people who will hate you simply for being you. You know what I mean? Like there are people who won't be attracted or will be attracted to what you have, the confidence that you have, the ability that you have. And because they don't have it, then they hate you. But that you're not even trying to do anything special. You're just that girl. You're just that person. You know what I mean? Like, but people will hate you because of that. So that internal confidence will bring jealousy. It'll bring envy. It'll bring whatever, etc. But I just thought that was interesting, like just being yourself without any effort, because I think that just goes back to confidence being a state of being, like just who you are.
I think that you were saying circles back to even to like not letting that thing get you to a place of like arrogance, egoness, haughtiness. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you be knowing I don't come out looking a mess. I don't ever look a mess. I don't da da da.
Mm-hmm.
That you may carry yourself in a unfavorable way. And so I
Yeah.
think everything really just comes down to a balance. It's like when God gives you power and He starts showing you your gifts and things like that, and you start getting so cocky that you allow you. That's the thing. You allow your confidence to make you cocky, and then now
Mm.
you have kind of tainted your own presence, because sometimes people may walk in and they look
Mm.
unapproachable, and there's a unapproachable like a I'm so sorry to bother you, and there's an unapproachable just like a I don't know what it is, but something's just giving me this person is not a nice person. Like it can just exude, it just like just comes out your
But you
pores
think
and
that's
stuff.
confidence? You think that's
No,
you
no, no.
think that's
I'm saying like I don't know if I was saying confidence, but I'm saying like there's a people can come off a certain way that it's not really like approachable. I don't know where I was going with that.
I think no, I think you're on to something for sure, but I think even that is a lack of confidence that you feel like you need to put on this facade of being. You know what I mean? Because I feel like
Mm,
arrogance and pride, they're facades for something. Like something is missing in you that you
yeah,
felt the need to put on this act. You know what I mean? So I feel like even that is a lack of confidence, because
yeah,
true, genuine confidence is not going to read, you know what I mean, a certain way. Like it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like it won't
yeah.
be, it's not, it's an unconscious thing. You know what I mean? Like
I think
it's
it
not
helps
something
to
that you have
practice
to,
who you are and who God has
yes.
shown you who you are. And
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes we'll be like confidence and we'll do like for a day, but we don't
Mm-hmm.
stay consistent with it. We don't stay consistent in the some people, like I've met people that are like, I can't stand the look in the mirror affirmation type of things. But there's some people who don't look at themselves at all, and you could tell. And there's some people out here that's
Yes.
like when it comes down to your confidence and who God has called you to be, when you really plant on that and you build on that, it really helps you move different, because sometimes like you not sometimes, but like you said, people can start looking at you envious and jealous, and not
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking at you saying jealous. I'm saying like when you had said jealous, but jealous, and they can
Mm-hmm.
start doing these things and they don't even notice that they're doing it, and it be because they're trying to get you to get off of that God loves you. Because once you stop
Yeah.
seeing how God sees you, how He created you, how He made you, and you start becoming less confident in what He has already instilled in you, then you stop being able to, people stop moving, and it ends up delaying their process, and it ends up delaying their journey. And these things play a big part, because think about Moses, like the lack of confidence and not being able to go into his speech. But I think people miss
Mm.
the fact that he was honest about his lack of confidence to God, versus we don't be honest with, we like, God, I know I probably shouldn't be telling you because you made me, especially how you made me. But you got to tell God, like, God, I'm not confident in my voice. I don't want to go because of the way that I speak. I don't want to go based off of the way that I look. And then God, look what He did. He ended up sending somebody else to not only still speak for you, but He still sent you. And look at what you
Mm-hmm.
did. Look at the impact it made. So I think being able to be vulnerable in that place with God can open up so
Mm.
many doors of people that's challenging. I'm like, well, where do I start with getting that confidence? Well, go to God with what you're not confident about. Go to Him about the things that you don't like about yourself, and ask Him, like what plays a part in that? Because learning, me and my hair not being done can simply be doing, like we were saying, I worked hard. I did the years that was required for me to learn how to make sure that my twist is twisted, that my edges is edging. Because if you know me from the beginning, in any point in my life, edges was not happening on a ponytail ever. Ever. I couldn't swoop them. I could have duped them. I'm asking Dana to do them. I'm asking whatever friend is around me. I'm asking somebody to pop these edges in. And even watching Angel, like, I don't know how to do edges, but teaching herself, it makes a difference. But there's a confidence now that I'm like, oh, I can do my own hair, throw a little ponytail in, I'll throw some edges in now. And now I'm like, okay, I don't have to look a mess. I can throw something as simple as a ponytail, hair clean or dirty, we'll never know, and swoop up my edges. So it's just one of those things of something that you want, you have to constantly do the work of and keep working at it. And then I feel like God plays a really big part in that, and being vulnerable about not only where you're strong at, but where you feel weak at, where you feel inadequate at, where you feel unqualified at. So that way he can remind you, I don't care what your qualifications are, these are my qualifications. And this is what I said about you. And when you know who God is and how he loves and how he sees us, and you start saying, like, God, show me how to see myself the way you see me, it will change a lot of things, that how you walk, how you dress, how you look at your businesses, how you look at your style.
Yeah.
That's a word. That's a
Let
word.
me ask a hard question really quickly, just on that topic. How does one know if it's truly what God put in them versus what they've attached themselves to and want to be confident in or want to walk in versus what God actually gave them? You know what I
The
mean?
fruit produced.
Example, let me just, huh?
I said the fruit produced.
Absolutely. But one can be completely confident in their ability to do nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like nowadays you see all these people. Okay, sorry, but you see all these people on TikTok and everybody's like, live prophecy. I'm prophesying right now. You know what I'm saying? They're never prophesying, like ever. You know what I mean? And then you get those ones who can, and then like you can be like, they be every once in a while to get the one. I like, okay, I'm not gonna drop no names, but this, I literally watched this and I said, let me scroll in my business. But this one was like prophesying. So they put somebody on their live, and they was like, oh, I'm seeing like this medical problem. Is somebody in the hospital? They like, no. Where's your mom? Mom's fine, good health. Where's your dad? I don't know. He's in good health also. Are your grandparents alive? Yeah, all of them. Da, da, da. And they was like, wow, I need to go into prayer. I'm about to end the live because I have never been this inaccurate. I said, hey man, you know what I mean? Like,
That
lock
was
back in. You know
honest.
what I'm saying?
Like, all right,
You know, like,
this is a
lock back
misconnection.
in, you know?
Somebody else in here got your name Shaniqua.
You know. But my thing is, because, and I'm asking the question just because it was on topic, but also because you can also have, God can also give you the gift and it not be time to manifest that gift, because maybe these people are prophetic, let's say, maybe, but right now they need to be learning how to use that gift versus executing it. But because they weren't careful in that moment, I feel like it can take away from their confidence. So if God wants to use them later, you know what I mean? Now they're a little hesitant to say, because they went ahead of time, which is why I was like, how do you know that it's not only time, but how do you know that that is the thing that God actually gave you and called you to be? Not just because you know, like that, what is it? In the last days, I'll pour out my spirit, you know, and you're young and da da da, whatever, and everybody will prophesy. God bless it. But that is an open, you know, kind of thing. But there are people who are made and given that specific gift, you know, or manifestation to do. But how do you know you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it confidence that allows you to tap into that open kind of prophecy? Because that is kind of an open, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can come, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can prophesy, anybody can dream. And that's biblical, you know what I'm saying? But, and then to add on to that, just to like double down on that's biblical, is Apostle Paul telling us to desire the gift of prophecy. You know what I'm saying? Meaning I can get the gift of prophecy. God who gives us the desires of our hearts. I can have this gift, or any gift. It could be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can learn to sing even if you don't have, you know what I mean? So how do you know that that is all of that to say? How do you know that this is a thing that you are born with and can be confident in? But is there a such thing as confident in time? Does that make sense? Is there a time for confidence?
Okay, so you said a mouthful, and it was also
I
one of
know. I'm
them.
sorry.
It
I
was
didn't mean
one of
to.
them brain things that make my brain go, "Ooh, I feel like I got to answer this, but I don't know if it. I don't even know how to make it make sense because this is part of me that's like, sometimes using the example you use, let me just go that way. The example that you
Okay.
use about her going on there and like, oh, let me get off, and now you're more hesitant. I think that's one of those things where it ends up being a lesson, and you needed that because maybe you were speaking out of turn because you may have a season and God may be showing you a lot but telling you to everybody on mute. You know what I'm saying? There may be a thing where he's giving you visions and he's not telling you to speak it, he's telling you to draw it. Or he's not using you that in that way at all. Like he's completely having you do something completely different. And I feel like it's one of those things where when you're coming down to confidence in the what was it?
Your gifts.
Confidence in your gifts, or like confidence in time. Think, and how do you know if it's confidence? Dang, I don't know, Dana. You gave me like one of them, like them brain twister ones, where it's like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I can't break it down in my mind to give like a clear answer on.
Okay,
Like,
first question. Answer. Let me. I'm sorry. I did. Because as I was talking, it was all coming out. But
mm,
first question is there a time for confidence?
I think you can still be confident and be humble at the same time. Like, let's say you're in a room. Let's say, I'm just gonna use this as an example. Where I'm in the room with y'all, I can be confident in what I know and what I can say, and I can just have confidence and still be able to sit here and listen. If that makes sense, I can. Okay, let me give a different example. We're in a business meeting or whatever, and there's like a panel, and there's women up there speaking, and I'm one of the women, and I'm talking about my niche, beauty, all that stuff, and the other ladies are talking. I can be confident in I can be confident in God, confident in myself, confident in all these things, and still be able to let other people be.
I think
Is
there's
that making
also a
sense?
thing with prophecy, like using the specific prophecy one. I've seen people
Uh-huh.
get prophecies and the other person do what that girl did, which was just literally like no, everything's fine, because sometimes their plan was to debunk the confidence. Their plan was to make you look like a
Sure.
fool. Their plan was to literally like throw you off, and then you get off. Versus if you have confidence and you know that you hear from God, you know that it's like it's this feeling that you get, that this is what he called you to do in this season, in this time, and you've been in his presence, you've been doing the work, you've been applying, you've been doing all of these things. I feel like it's just something that it's something, like I said, it's something that shows in the fruit, because that I've literally, and I thank you bringing it back, because I've literally seen people do that and act as if they didn't, like, as if what was said was like completely wrong and completely false, like, and that person had to be like, yeah, I know, like, I know what God told me, but okay, and handle them with grace, and move on. And then they literally came back in messages and stuff and was just like, everything you said was right, I just was da 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 da, and I didn't actually have talked to my mama in a week, so I didn't know that she actually was sick.
Girl, you missed your
So
grace. You missed your time period.
duh, we better be talking about me.
I know.
I know. I was just like, you had explained it as if, but I don't know. That was a good question, but that's the best answer I got. I think it's just in the fruits. It's in the fruit that's produced that like how do you know if I don't, I think that was something that I'll have to keep experience to be able to like express it and like tell somebody else. And I think that's what I love about life and what I love about God is that you can say, I have no idea. Like, you ain't got to guess. You can be like, I actually don't have the answer to that. Like, I really don't know.
Now, this kind of leans into if you ever heard tips from an angel. So, tips from an angel about how to be confident and be humble at the same time.
Amen.
Now, my experience today was just a good example for me because I feel like this was more of a listening where I can receive from the people around me and who I have around me, having two wonderful sisters who have confidence, sitting here and learning and humbling myself instead of trying to come up with stuff, trying to be all out there. I'm laying back a little bit more because I want to learn. So if you are struggling with confidence, and you know what I'm saying, we all do it. If you're struggling with confidence, assess number one who you have around you, because if you're around 20 negatives, you're gonna become negative. if you're around 20 positives, you're gonna become a positive. So surround yourself by people who are genuine and confident, and be able to sit there and listen and receive from those people.
That's good. We talking about confidence. We talking about some good stuff, but I need y'all to hear me out. I got a mocha letter. All right, now in this mocha letter, this was going down. I said,
open the letter.
Open it up. So listen. So in this mocha letter, this young man says, I only made it for confidence boosts. I said, what you mean, sir? So I'm getting crucified over the fact that I once made a Tinder last year while dating my girlfriend. Here's the thing though. I only made it for confidence boost. I have never had any intention of cheating or even messaging these girls. I only got 2 matches anyway, and they weren't even that attractive. At least not attractive enough that my girlfriend should have felt threatened by them. My girlfriend was upset about it when she found out. We sat down and I told her how I was feeling unappreciated, especially since she never wakes me up with any love and surprises and any words of affirmation and things like that. We moved past it and our relationship has been good since. But her friends have been insisting to her that I'm truly an a-hole because I had a Tinder for 1 week a year ago that didn't even lead to any infidelity whatsoever. Sweetheart, you don't think y'all should have had a conversation about how you don't feel appreciated before you made the Tinder account? You sat down there, signed your email up, you sat down there, add your profile pictures to the thing, and then you talking about you only got 2 matches. It don't matter if you got 0 matches. You could have just been looking. It doesn't matter if you swiped X on everybody. Then to say that you don't feel like she should be threatened because they're not even close to being attractive to the point she should be threatened. Who are you to say? Think about the situation we're in. She shouldn't have to do that in the first place. I'm your girlfriend, and if you're not feeling like you're not feeling the love and the appreciation from me, then sir, bring it here. Let's have an adult conversation, open, honest communication. Let's keep it real. Let's talk about these things. Let's be so for real. And when you being for real, tell her what you're feeling. Tell her that you've been feeling neglected. Tell her that you've been feeling abandoned in a relationship. You don't have to go out there and start seeking and looking for other people to tell you look good. And that circles me back to, I was talking to a young man before, and he used to literally send pictures of himself fresh after a cut, anything like that, to girls. And it was just like for what? Because you ain't telling me I look good. You don't think you look good? I'm still here with you, brother. What you want me to tell you look good for? And now you never mentioned like, oh, maybe this is my love. We never had the conversation, but now I don't want to have the conversation because I just caught you in this way of acting that I'm like, I refuse to add on to. Go tell them, go send a picture to them. They tell you look good. So now you send me a picture. I'm like, you like, all right, you cool or whatever. I mean, you all right. I mean, hey, he did, you know, you went to a new barber. He regular. Is this a regular person or if not? So my advice would straight up just be like, you're wrong. You're wrong. And things are good. And I'm so happy that things are good for you. And the friends don't have no take in it. You know what I'm saying? Could she have kept this between y'all? Yeah. But could she have talked to her friends to be confident in and confiding? I mean, to say like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. But if you're feeling a lack of confidence in your relationship and you feel insecure that if the person you're with does not tell you look good, you're going to go out there and cheat. It's like what happens if she has a depression moment and it doesn't even cross her mind. Not that she doesn't love you, not that she doesn't want to be with you, but she doesn't compliment you. You gonna cheat on your pregnant wife? Because now she's pregnant, she your wife in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because like, is that what you're gonna do? So I think it's just something that you got to recheck yourself. You got to realign. You got to reassess, and you got to really reflect and be honest with yourself. Are you ready to be in a relationship where you need so much affirmation for you to be a good person and not a dang on cheater? Because that's cheating emotionally. I don't care if you got 2 matches. It's wrong, buddy. Then my thing is, did you stop because you got caught? Like, did you stop because you got caught? And then what did you do in the process? You turned your notifications off. You downloaded and re-downloaded the app. Did you mute it?
Right.
Did you make sure that the notifications didn't come to your banner or something? Or were you bold and had it coming to her because you wanted to be caught? You didn't give enough detail in here, sir.
That is so complicated. Like, genuinely, the whole scenario was just so complicated. But let's make it easy with Speak Easy.
Ooh, okay.
I might need to make that my natural tagline. Like, that was it. You know,
I like that.
Anyway, listening to that mocha letter just made me think that a lack of confidence will always lead to self-sabotage every time.
Ooh.
Because that's all that was. You wasn't confident in your relationship, and so you destroyed your relationship on all fronts because you lack confidence.
That's good.
Today I was offered a position, a promotion in leadership. My eyes watered, but that's okay. Yes, so exciting. But I was this close. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was this close to being like, no, because it would have just been easier to just be in the same position that I'm always in. I was a lead of the department that I got the promotion in, but they want me to become the lead of the department. Yes, but the point is that if you lack confidence, even 1%, you will be hesitant to take up those new things. And that is self-sabotage. So people of God, do not let a lack of confidence be the reason that you self-sabotage. Be the reason that you sabotage your career, your relationships, or whatever it is that you have. So be confident, be kind, be loving, but always, always, always be so for real.
He's so for real.
Make sure y'all tune in for our Monday live streams. We're ready for your questions. We're ready for that silly comment that you have. We're ready for it all. So see you Monday live.
Email me.
Be so for real.
Peace out.